Warning, don't watch these 20 creepy videos before you sleep. This moment was captured deep in the woods. Today, we're counting down 20 creepy videos people say you shouldn't watch before going to sleep. Some were filmed by accident, others appeared online with no explanation. From strange encounters in remote forests to disturbing moments caught on ordinary cameras. The deeper we go into this list, the harder these videos become to explain. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 20. The Headless Walker. A driver moving along a dark rural road decides to record after noticing something ahead on the asphalt. At first, it looks like a person slowly crossing the lane, but as the camera steadies, something feels wrong. The figure walks with stiff, almost mechanical movements. Its body is visible in the headlights, yet the upper silhouette appears incomplete. Where the head should be, there is nothing. The shape continues forward, without reacting to the vehicle or the light. No attempt to turn, no hesitation. Just a slow crossing of the road before fading into the darkness beyond the beam. Some viewers think the darkness hides the head. Others believe the proportions simply don't match a normal person. Number 19. Charlie Noonan's last photograph. There are images that should never exist, and this is said to be one of them. In the early 1900s, amateur folklorist Charlie Noonan traveled through the southern United States collecting strange local stories. In 1908, a farmer in Oklahoma told him about a woman living alone in an abandoned farmhouse. A quiet figure, but according to the farmer, not entirely human. She was always seen beside an enormous dog, a creature so unsettling that people who encountered it never returned. Curious, Noonan decided to investigate. He was never seen again. Weeks later, his wife Ellie received a camera found on a dirt road. His name was engraved on the metal body. Inside was only one roll of film and one photograph. An elderly woman staring into the lens, beside a dog so dark it almost disappears into the frame. Number 18. The Man Without a Reflection. Inside a clothing store, a security camera captured something that shouldn't happen. A man walks calmly through the aisle and passes directly in front of a large mirror mounted on the wall. Everything in the shop behaves normally. Racks of clothes, shelves, and lights all appear perfectly reflected in the glass. But when the man crosses the mirror, his reflection never appears. The camera keeps recording without interruption. No cuts, no visible glitches. The mirror continues reflecting the store behind him, exactly as expected. Only the man seems absent from the reflection. Some viewers believe the angle simply hides him from view. Others say the moment feels far harder to explain. Number 17. The Tires That Fell Alone. Around 3 in the morning, the owner of a small warehouse in Mexico hears a loud noise coming from inside the building. Concerned that someone might have entered the property, he decides to review the security cameras. The footage shows one of the storage aisles where stacks of tires are arranged in tall piles against the wall. Everything appears completely still for several seconds. Then, without any visible cause, one of the stacks suddenly collapses. Several tires tumble onto the floor, as if something had pushed them from behind, but no person appears in the recording. No movement is visible before the fall. Some say the stack simply lost balance. Others believe the moment raises a far stranger question. Number 16. The Headless Father. Late at night, a family begins recording inside their home, capturing what seems like an ordinary moment. The room appears quiet, the lights are on, and nothing unusual stands out at first. But as the camera continues filming, something slowly appears in the background of the house. A tall male figure moves calmly across the room behind them. The movement itself looks completely normal. The posture is relaxed, the steps steady, almost casual. Yet the silhouette shows something deeply unsettling. Above the shoulders, there is no visible head. The figure continues walking with absolute calm before leaving the frame. Some viewers think the lighting simply hides part of the body. Others believe the shape doesn't match a normal person at all. Number 15. The Woman on the Wall. A night vision security camera captured something its owner never expected. The house sits beside a wooded embankment separated by a narrow concrete wall. For several nights, the same strange presence appears in the footage. The silhouette shaped like a woman stands on top of the wall, completely still. After a few seconds, the figure begins to move. Each step is slow and deliberate, carefully placed along the narrow surface, as if trying not to make a sound. What makes the recording unsettling is the moment the figure turns toward the camera. The head tilts slightly, holding the gaze of the lens for a brief second, almost as if the person, or whatever it is, knows it's being watched. Number 14. The street apparition. A couple filming a quiet street at night notice someone walking beneath the glow of the streetlights. At first, the scene looks completely ordinary, just a man moving slowly along the sidewalk. The camera follows him for a few seconds as he passes under the light. His body is clearly visible, his steps steady, his posture relaxed. But something about the silhouette quickly becomes unsettling. Where the neck should continue upward, the shape suddenly ends. There is no visible head above the shoulders. The figure keeps walking without reacting to the people watching from a distance. Some viewers think the darkness hides the upper part of the body. Others say the proportions simply don't make sense. Number 13. The figure on the truck. This disturbing video was recorded in Colombia. Late at night, a man inside his house hears unusual sounds outside, heavy steps moving across the metal surface of his truck. Concerned, he grabs his phone and slowly points the camera through the window. On top of the vehicle stands a strange figure many viewers describe as a witch. The silhouette appears suspended above the truck, motionless, as if hovering in place. Then something changes. The man briefly closes the window, and moments later the figure reacts. With pale yellowish hair, reddish clothing, and a distorted human shape, it begins moving toward the house, not walking, but gliding forward through the air. When the figure finally reaches the ground, the man panics and shuts the curtain. Number 12. The red figure of Tayomulo. This video comes from Tayomulo, Mexico. In the darkness, a humanoid figure dressed in red suddenly appears. The scene is dim, illuminated only by scattered light. But one detail stands out immediately. Its eyes seem to glow. As the camera keeps recording, loud and chilling screams can be heard in the background, echoing through the night. The figure remains visible for only a few seconds before the moment ends. The clip quickly spread across social media, sparking intense debate. Some viewers insist the footage shows a real entity captured by accident. Others argue it's simply a staged recording or digital manipulation. The video offers no context, no explanation, and no follow-up. What remains is the reaction it provoked and the question of what was truly filmed. Number 11. The figure on the mountain. A group of people records a panoramic view from a hillside, capturing the wide landscape stretching across the distance. At first, the clip appears to show nothing unusual, just mountains, open sky, and the quiet stillness of the terrain. But as the camera slowly pans across the background, something strange becomes visible far away on the slope. A solitary figure stands completely motionless against the landscape. The shape appears human, yet something about the silhouette feels wrong. The body is clearly visible, but above the shoulders there seems to be no head at all. The figure never moves during the recording, remaining fixed in place as if silently watching from the mountain. Number 10. The refrigerator door. Minutes later, another security camera records a different part of the same building. The view shows the interior of what appears to be an industrial kitchen or storage area. Everything looks completely quiet. In the center of the frame stands a large industrial refrigerator with its heavy metal door fully closed. Nothing moves around it for several seconds. Then the door begins to shift. Slowly, almost cautiously, it starts opening on its own. The movement is gradual, as if someone were pushing from the inside. But no one appears in the recording. The hallway remains empty, and the camera captures no person approaching the door. Some believe air pressure could explain it. Others say the timing feels difficult to ignore. Number 9. The figure in the tree. This recording is one of the most unsettling so far. High among the branches of a large tree, a human-shaped figure can be seen standing completely still. The silhouette is dark against the fading light, making its outline difficult to fully distinguish. The figure appears to wear a long black veil and what looks like a wide hat. What immediately stands out is the posture. There's no visible attempt to hide, no movement to adjust balance. She simply remains there, elevated above the ground, as if calmly observing everything below. The daylight slowly fades toward dusk while the camera keeps recording. There is no clear motion to confirm levitation, and no explanation offered before the clip ends. Number 8. The falling glass. Inside the glassware section of a store, a security camera records a routine moment. An employee calmly wipes the shelves, organizing the display of cups and delicate glass pieces. Everything appears quiet and ordinary. Rows of glasses sit neatly arranged on the shelf while the worker continues cleaning nearby. For a few seconds, nothing unusual happens. Then, without warning, one of the glasses suddenly slides forward. The cup tips off the edge of the shelf and crashes onto the floor, shattering directly in front of the employee. No one is standing close to the shelf. No visible movement pushes the glass. Some viewers suggest vibrations or unstable placement. Others say the timing of the fall feels far harder to explain. Number 7. The Paran ghost. A surveillance camera behind a home in Paran, Brazil, recorded something that quickly drew attention online. The footage was captured in July of 2025 during the quiet hours of the night. At first, the backyard appears completely empty. The ground, the wall, and the surrounding area remain still under the dim outdoor light. Then a strange figure appears, moving slowly behind the house. The shape looks human, yet its body appears partially translucent, as if fading into the darkness around it. What unsettles viewers most is the upper silhouette. The body continues walking, but above the shoulders there seems to be no visible head. As the figure moves across the frame, it gradually fades until it disappears entirely. Number 6. The crying in the forest. This footage is one of the most controversial in the countdown. 2 men claim they followed the sound of a crying baby deep into a forest at night. The recording begins as they move cautiously through the trees, using a flashlight to search the area. Under the pale moonlight, the camera finally catches something ahead. A gray-skinned figure appears, crouched low to the ground, barely visible among the shadows. When the light suddenly hits it, the figure reacts violently, letting out a loud scream before quickly retreating back into the darkness. The clip never clearly shows what the figure was doing. It only captures the men's panic, the confusion of the moment, and a recording that ends before any explanation appears. Number 5. The invisible customer. Inside a small shop, a worker appears to be helping a customer at the counter. The security camera shows her speaking, pointing at products, and responding as if someone were standing directly in front of her. From the footage alone, it looks like a normal interaction. She gestures politely, waits for answers, and continues explaining items on display. But when her co-workers later review the recording, something deeply unsettling becomes clear. The camera shows no one standing across the counter. The space in front of her remains completely empty the entire time. Yet the worker continues the conversation naturally, as if she can clearly see someone the camera cannot capture. Number 4. The phantom in the empty field. A man in Mexico records a strange sight while crossing a desolate open field at night. The area appears empty, surrounded by darkness, and illuminated only by the beam of his flashlight. As the light scans the distance, something unusual appears far ahead. A faint, human-shaped figure stands in the middle of the field. Its body looks translucent, barely visible against the darkness. The man reacts immediately, shocked by what he sees through the camera. Keeping the flashlight fixed on the figure, he slowly moves closer to investigate. But when he finally reaches the exact spot where the figure was standing, there is nothing there. The open ground is completely empty, with no sign that anyone had been present. Number 3. The hand behind the bed. A security camera inside a bedroom captures a woman sleeping quietly during the night. The room is dim, illuminated only by a soft light that barely outlines the bed and the headboard behind her. For several seconds, nothing unusual happens. The woman remains asleep, completely unaware of the camera recording the room. Then something appears from behind the headboard. A hand slowly emerges from the darkness, stretching forward, until it gently touches the top of her head. The woman suddenly wakes up, startled, immediately looking around the room in confusion. She checks behind the bed and around the walls, but the camera shows no one there. Whatever reached toward her had already vanished. Number 2. The red figure on the road. A driver records a terrifying moment while traveling along a dark road in the early hours of the morning. The highway appears completely empty, surrounded by darkness and silence. As the vehicle continues forward, the headlights suddenly reveal a solitary figure standing near the side of the road. The shape appears human, dressed in what looks like a red suit or long red clothing. From the distance, it's impossible to tell whether the figure is a man or a woman. What makes the moment disturbing is the place and the time. No one should be standing alone there at that hour of the night. The driver slows down, trying to understand what he is seeing before the recording ends, leaving the identity of the figure completely unknown. Number 1. The face in the window. A group of young people set up a camera while performing what they described as a satanic ritual inside an abandoned house. The room is dimly lit as they chant quietly, focused on the strange ceremony taking place. For several moments, nothing unusual happens. The group continues the ritual while the camera records the scene from across the room. Then something appears behind them. From the darkness outside the window, a grotesque face slowly emerges, staring directly into the room. The reaction is immediate. Panic spreads as the group notices the presence behind the glass. According to those who shared the clip online, none of them ever returned to the house after that night.